I remember my first meeting, we were meeting with one of the county commissioners. And I remember leaving out of that meeting, I said, this is how it feels to have some power. And I took a Snapchat and sent it out, and my husband's like, oh, so you got power now?
We met in college at Kalamazoo College in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We actually met our freshman year. We debate over who saw who first. Even this many years later, 30-some years later, we still have that debate. I saw her first. She'll say she saw me first. But anyway, but yeah, we met our freshman year orientation, first day of orientation, September 1989. It was the start of love. Part of the transformation that we've seen in Durham was even when I first started the church 23 years ago. I remember driving past this building and it was empty. You had a couple of empty lots around. These lots that were purchased for 150, 125, 150,000 ended up being sold for much more than that. Condos and townhomes are going up. And so, I mean, that's just on our block. And I often try to challenge people to look at it and assess that, yes, there's progress, and oftentimes if you have a certain level of income, you might benefit from the progress. But just because you benefit from it, is it always what's best for the greater whole? What we have grown into and developed into with our intentionality of remaining Pentecostal with the spiritual fervor, the belief in the spiritual gifts and the power of the Holy Spirit, but then also focused upon social justice and fighting systems and structures that are oppressing and keeping people down.
We are one of the founding institutions of Durham Can. We were all kind of trying to figure out, okay, so what does this mean? What is Durham Can? And what does it mean to organize? Because none of us had participated in organizing in that way ever. We were beginning to figure out how were we going to impact the community. Durham Can was a way to do that. Seeing that things about our city are in ruins, and let us go and help. What are the needs of people who don't have the access to power, but as a collective we do?
Because of what I envisioned with blending Pentecostalism and social justice, for us to be a church that was in the midst of our third, fourth, fifth year, and I'm sitting in meetings with the mayor, and I'm sitting in meetings with city council and doing these things, it was kind of like, wow, we're doing this stuff that I didn't envision we'd be able to do until years down the line. That really solidified our love for Durham Can.
It's a very empowering place to know that I did something as an individual who, prior to that, those meetings and being part of that action prior to that, I didn't know that I could really move the needle on behalf of somebody else. And it was rewarding to know that I did, that I took part in that, and that someone is going to have affordable housing in downtown, and I will, when it's constructed, I'll be able to look at something tangible and say, you know, I'm so glad that I didn't sit on the sideline. Once I did it, you know, there's no stopping me at this point. I was in another meeting for the downtown library, and so there was something that we wanted to do. And I heavily went into Durham Can mode. I said, okay, who do we need to talk to? Who has the power? Who has the power to give us the money to get this done? And they were like, whoa, whoa. Slow down, Miss Advocate, slow down. And the very next meeting, the director came and she was like, I understand that some of you had questions about this. I said, no, I had it. I had the question. And so I think from that stance, I now realize that helping somebody else is helping me.
It's had its ups and downs, but in the larger scheme of things, we do believe that God is glorified, and we do believe that we've had an impact in Durham.